that one of the main barriers, according to the transition, it's change the pedagogical thinking. It was absolutely one of my main message of the presentation, and I would like to join this line, which started already yesterday. I would like to mention that human factor is very important, and different roles of educators, including the students, management, professional users, and developers, is very, very interesting. More important message of this leadership school, the management, the top management, and even much more sophisticated way to say the leadership has a very special role to define the strategy, to make real and very, very, very proper way outplanned decisions, operational plan, and realize some programs which can do some steps forward in way the digitalization or digital transformation of the university. The new learning culture, and the most sensitive issue, I think, the content and the methods. The content yesterday also mentioned several times in different way. Even the presentation gave us a lot of impulses about it. But the breaking the nuts, the question of openness, it's a very deep philosophical question. What does it mean, openness? Whom open the education? How can I open this education for that? It's not only about the participation, not only about how I transfer the knowledge from the wisdom teacher culture to the student culture and so on, because it's a transformation process, but it's not only that. And sorry for said the question very simplified, that what does it mean, content? Because at the university level, the content, it's not only a textbook. Because it's a textbook, it's maybe a tool, which is in a big frame, very important element of the content. Can we see that it's maybe a multimedia package? And if we can transfer or maybe transport the multimedia package, it's a new learning management system can help. We organize training for trainers addressing topics such as new learning theories like connectivity, new learning, that lifelong learning approach, new results in the field of ICT tools, and so on, step by step. To establish islands in the university, this department use very high, sophisticated way, ICT-based teaching, the other not. My opinion that it's no vertical decision structure. It seems a shared system, which means that it's not a classical decision, which is top-down or bottom-up, could describe very quickly. It's a very shared system. These stakeholders are very important, all of them.
Three are the questions that I'm going to answer in this short presentation. Do we have, and what kind of evidences we have that such a resistance in the academic staff towards the digitalization of higher education exists? What are the reasons for this existence, and how we can fight it, how we can support overcoming this resistance? So we selected 5 universities, 2 very big ones like mine and Technical University of Sofia, my University of Medicine in Sofia, 3 biggies and all these ones, and 2 smaller ones in the country, much smaller and much more flexible. So we have identified the following factors as factors provoking appearance or overcoming the resistance. Among them are the lack or availability of institutional policy of strategy. So the universities with the centralized model of introducing ICT and e-learning used to have developed institutional policy in e-learning. It's part of the mission of university. They have strategy, they have action plan, etc. The second one is the availability or a lack of legal basis, institutional regulations for the technology integration in teaching and learning. Also availability of support unit. So in the centralized model you can find distance education center or e-learning center, which has a very well described functions in supporting the staff. So one of the factors that really impacts on the use of technology in education, in teaching and learning, is the previous experience in using technology for all the staff, and we have to say that most of the professors do not have such experience. So in an in-depth interview, we asked the university managers, why do they think such a resistance in their staff exists towards going digital, using more technology and supporting e-learning? And these are the reasons that we have identified. So insufficient level of proficiency in computer skills, lack of knowledge in pedagogical design of e-learning, openness, lack of openness to change their style, especially, I think what my colleague pointed out is the changing pedagogy of teaching. This happens to be one of the most difficult ones, of being an expert lecturer into turning into designer of online tasks, learning tasks and resources. The staff transfer the models they apply in a face-to-face traditional learning environment into e-learning environment, which is usually a mistake. So the opinion of the lecturers, because we asked similar questions to the academic staff, differ a little bit. Yeah. So the first factor that is leading reason for existing resistance is the lack of institutional policy and support. They feel lonely in the process of digitalization. We were talking with John Baxis yesterday about openness, and I said our staff is very scared of making public their lectures because they are afraid of these lectures being stolen by the, by the students or by other staff. So they won't try to keep everything secret only for their lectures. So this copyright issue is an important one. And here, answering the question, do you currently use this technology in the classroom? You can see that most of them do not. Also, we try to identify which form of training would be best for them. And finally, we developed this program so now our staff can attend short courses on pedagogical design of e-learning, introduction to our learning environment model that we use, and also they can select all of these courses that can support the development of their skills in e-learning resources and materials development or elaboration. So